haven't visited Tulum by now, you definitely missed the golden era. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shawnie. This is Venus. Mars is over there, and we are Pivot Pixie. If you are new here, make sure you hit subscribe and turn those post notifications on. And if you're already part of the family, what's up, what's poppin'? Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. So, in this video today, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I do not recommend visiting Tulum. So before we get into this video, you're probably wondering, how is she qualified to give me any advice on Tulum? Well, I've been living in Mexico for 2.5 years. I'm a legal Mexican resident, and I spent the first 2 years in Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is 45 minutes from Tulum. I often hopped on the Colectivo, which is a local bus that takes you to Tulum for 50 pesos, which is like $2.50. So it was a quick jet down the road. But before I ever made the move to Mexico, my friend and I took a 9-day vacation to Tulum. This was right at the top of the pandemic, and boy, did we have a time. A time was had, y'all. Best vacation ever. And a few things stood out to me about Tulum. One, it was such a quaint, quiet little town full of hippies and yogis, and it was just such a peaceful vibe. Also, it was quite affordable. We set aside a budget for this trip and barely hit the halfway mark by the time we left. Well, actually, we missed our flight twice on the way out, so I guess that made up for that budget that we ended up not spending. But whatever, I digress. Also, it still felt like a secret. Although there was talks about Tulum at that time, it still was very chill. This ended up being the trip that made me decide, I think I want to move to Mexico based on the vibes as well as the cost of living. In addition, I met the coolest people during this vacation. But 1 year later, just 1 year later, when I decided to move to Mexico, Tulum had a completely different vibe and I was shook. But PSA, this is only my opinion and my recommendation. It is your life, and if you still want to go to Tulum and turn up after this video, that's your business. Reason number 1, it is expensive, y'all. When I went to Tulum, 3 years ago initially, I was in awe of how affordable it was. Oftentimes on vacation, you're already prepared to spend a lot of money, but I was so happy about this vacation because I didn't have to worry about a budget. Like, I could genuinely have a good time without freaking out about, okay, how much of my budget have I spent? And it was quite refreshing to experience. But then I moved to Mexico and I visited Tulum again, and the cost of everything has significantly increased. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with my ring light, but forgive it if it keeps flashing. I apologize. It was cheap. Before, you could have a good time with $20 US. I'm talking about eat good, drink good, and stumble across a cute little party and have a good ass time. But now, cocktails $17, $18, $19. Not even exaggerating. Like literally LA prices for things. I was like, come again? Like what? When did this happen? But the word was out. Tulum was rising in popularity. Everybody and their mama wanted to come. And when demand is high, the price is going to go up. So when I thought I could go back and have a good time with my $20 US, Tulum said, yesterday's price is not today's price. So if you are looking for a cost-effective vacation, I would not recommend Tulum. Also keep in mind that Tulum is 2 hours from the airport, so you're gonna have to budget for transportation, whether that be a private taxi, a shuttle service, or if you wanna be frugal like me, the Adeo bus. But you just have to keep that in mind that transportation is definitely an added cost. Additionally, in Tulum, taxis are expensive. I'm talking about $30, $40 US to get to the beach. If you think you're coming to Tulum to have a cheap little Mexican vacation, you're not. Number 2, the scams. Oh my God. They have thought of every scam under the sun and they're gonna run it on you. So if you feel like you're getting scammed, you probably are. So make sure your discernment is high, and nowhere is exempt from scams. Not the beach, beach clubs, hotels, bars, restaurants, everywhere. Taxis, everywhere. So you need to be cognizant, especially if you're in restaurants, of your tab. Make sure that your bill has everything you ordered on there, because they will throw some shit on there. For example, a group of friends and I went to Taboo, which is a popular beach club. We ordered a bottle, and when we got the bill at the end of like our time there, why did they try to charge us like $20 per juice? Anywhere in the world, when you order a bottle, it comes with juice. And they try to charge us like $20 per juice. So we had like cranberry juice, orange juice, and they try to charge us like $40. Like, what? Come again? So yeah, we went back and forth with them until they took that off, because nah, y'all not finna play us. Not at all. And then later that same day, we went out that night. We decided to stop by this bar before we headed back to the Airbnb to do a round of shots. So we all got a round of shots. And tell me why when they brought the bill, they charged us for a bottle. They charged us for a bottle. And then said they were not taking it off and that they would call the cops on us. But some of the girls were able to negotiate it down, because it was like 700 USD. So they negotiated it down to 500 USD, and we had to pay 500 USD. And all we had was a round of shots. Oh, and a hookah. A round of shots and a hookah. It was literally insane. So just be aware of that, okay? When you're out to eat, drink at restaurants, bars, beach clubs, pay attention to your bill. Don't get so drunk to the point where you're just throwing your card down. This is not one of them places where you just want to throw your card down. Nah, check your bill, okay? If you want your money to last longer, then make sure you're paying what you're supposed to pay and not what they're charging you, what they call a gringo price, which is like a foreigner tax. Number 3, beach access. If you're not staying in the hotel zone, getting to the beach is not easy. You're gonna need to rent a moped, a bicycle, or take a cab to get to the beach. But here's the problem. The beach is divided into 2 sides. You got the hotel zone, and then you got the public access side, which is going towards the Aztec ruins. But if you're on vacation, you wanna mingle, you wanna have fun, you wanna be in the mix, well, that's gonna be on the hotel zone side, but you can only enter the beach on the hotel zone side through a hotel or through a beach club. You can't just walk on the beach. That's not possible. So you'll have to walk on the beach through the public entrance sides, but that side's a little bit quieter, so you're gonna have to walk down. It's honestly ridiculous. If you go to Tulum and you're not staying in the hotel zone and you're staying in like central area, you're gonna notice that the beach is just out of reach. Like it really is out of reach in regards to walking. So you need to be cognizant of if the beach is something that matters to you. Like if you're just going to turn up, then you'll be fine. But if you're going and you really want to experience that beautiful water, you want, you maybe got your bikinis ready, then you need to keep in mind that yeah, you're gonna pay a lot of money for taxis if you're not gonna rent a moped or a 4-wheeler or a bicycle. Overall, I hate the layout of Tulum. They almost made it as though they don't want the general public to access the beach. Like if you're not staying in one of the expensive hotels that's right on the beach, then getting to the beach is honestly like a hassle. Number 4, the bribes. Y'all, I've heard so many stories from people I know, from tourists on social media, of the police stopping them for some stupid reason and then demanding that they pay them or else they were gonna go to jail. And I have my own story. When I initially went to Tulum, like the very first time, 3 years ago, I was driving the wrong way down a one-way. Did not realize it. And I got stopped by the police. And they told me that they were gonna give me a ticket, but if I just paid them, then they would just let me go. And I could tell right then in that moment, although I was in the wrong, I knew that they were trying to run game on me. So I just pretended I didn't know what the hell they were saying. I was like, what? And then we started using the translator app. So they started telling me, oh, you're going the wrong way, you need to pay us. And I was like, tarjeta? Which means like card. Like I got a card, I ain't got no cash for you. I ain't got no cash for you. And keep in mind, I was scared because I was by myself and it was 2 police officers and it was at night. So I was scared, but I wasn't stupid. Okay, period. They got sick and tired of going back and forth with me till like literally they walked away from my car, got in their car and just drove off. And I was like, thank you guys, thank you. Because I wasn't giving them no money, period, point blank. It just wasn't happening from me. But I understand someone who just wants to enjoy their vacation, don't want no drama. They're just gonna be like, here you go. But that in turn keeps corruption going. And that gives them a bigger ego to keep stopping tourists, to keep taking money from them. And so if you're ever stopped by the police, I honestly recommend you never have any more than 500 pesos on you. So 500 pesos is about 25 US dollars, and it's a 500 peso bill. If you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting bribed by the police and them threatening to take you to jail, don't carry that much money on you. And if you feel like I'd rather just pay them so they can leave me alone, at least you ain't losing out on a lot of money, because I know people who've lost out on hundreds. But if you only got 500 pesos on you, sir, this is all I have. What do you want from me? You know? So just be cognizant of things like that. Make sure you're not like belligerently drunk. Like, don't give people a reason to stop you. Don't give them any reason to stop you. I know you're on vacation, you want to have fun, but you also have to remember that you're not in your home country. And a lot of people tend to forget that. Don't ever forget that. You don't ever want to go to jail in a country that is unfamiliar to you. And number 5, Tulum is getting increasingly more dangerous. With Mexico being like the only country open during the pandemic, people heard about it and they flocked to Tulum in numbers. The money that's coming into Tulum is insane. Just me seeing that place develop over the last 3 years is mind-blowing, because when I went there initially, it was still like jungle and a couple hotels, and now it's like a full-blown busy city. So you have to keep in mind that once money starts to flow into an area, there are people that are going to take notice and they're going to want to capitalize on that. So Tulum is known for like its raves. And what are raves associated with? Drugs. So who are known to sell the drugs? The cartels. Okay. So just like gangs in America, you have different cartels. And what are they all doing? Fighting for this territory to see who can sell their drugs there, right? So of course, naturally, tensions will rise. And when they're beefing against one another, guess who gets caught in the crossfire? Tourists, visitors. That's who get caught in a crossfire. They don't care if they're in Centro or on the beach. They're gonna pull up and they're gonna do what they have to do, and they don't care about the concern of the general public. And so Tulum is becoming more dangerous. Always stay vigilant, always stay cognizant of your surroundings, and don't ever get too comfortable. All right, y'all, so that's my 5 reasons why I would not recommend visiting Tulum. To be honest, it's just not worth it at this point, in my opinion. It was popping. It was really the gem of Mexico about 2-3 years ago. That's when it was just like, ah. But now, the powers that be that love money have ruined it, and it's just not the same anymore. It's no longer this cute little beach hippie yoga retreat town anymore. It is, to me, it is vile. It's vile. And what they're doing to the environment in addition to that is more vile. You have to do your research on the mangroves and how the like infrastructure as far as plumbing and stuff. Tulum cannot accommodate the influx of people that's coming to it. And so there are a lot of underlying problems that are happening in Tulum, and I just don't think that it's worth it to go there and spend your money. And keep in mind, this is my opinion, but it's your life. So this is coming from someone who lived in the area, who visited Tulum before it got popular, who lived in the area for 2 years, was always in Tulum because a lot of the best parties are in Tulum, to be quite honest. So I was always there. But you don't have to take heed to my word. But if you do go to Tulum, stay alert. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Drop in the comments below if you've been to Tulum and what your experience was like. Would you go again? If you're someone that wants to go to Tulum, are you still considering it after watching this video? I want to know, okay? But overall, I appreciate y'all for supporting my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video.